Nitro Type has done quite a few seasons over the years. Some of them have been better than others. So today I will be ranking them all on this tier, this kind of tier list. I'm sure you've all seen these before. We've got all the seasons. I do remember most of these, but I might have to check the wiki for some of them. So if you see a lot of cuts in this video, that's why. There is a Nitro Type cash giveaway going on. It's going to run for the entire length of Halloween 2023 season. I will link that video in the description. Make sure to watch it if you'd like to enter. My giveaways are different than everyone else's, or at least most other people's. So I would make sure you do watch the instructions carefully. It's not difficult. Let me know if you have any questions about that in the comments. But yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so first we have Season 21. This was the first season to have rewards. I do actually think this one was pretty good. I know a lot of people don't like it because it was kind of smaller. This was one of the first seasons they had really done that was different, but I do think it was pretty good. That's just my opinion. Season 22 is going to go in B tier. It was also pretty good. I didn't like how it didn't have as much of a summer theme as I would have liked. However, other than that, it was a decent season. Both of the cars were reskins, but, you know, that's something that I've kind of come to get used to. Then we have Back to School. This was the last actual event I think that Nitro Type ever did. It was pretty good for Back to School. It wasn't quite as good as the year before, in my opinion, but it was an A tier. Then we got Season 24. I'm going to put this one in probably D tier. It seemed pretty low effort. Wasn't my favorite. Nitro Type used to do a lot of really good Halloween events, but they haven't really done one in a while that's been really, really solid. I really did like the one gold car. That's the Porsche with the spider on it. But after that, I didn't like any of the other cars, so we'll put it in D tier. Then we got X-Max. This is the first X-Max that was not an event, it was a season. However, I still think it was pretty good. I'm going to put it in A tier. I do think it was a pretty good season. I know a lot of people kind of give it some hate, but I do think it's a good season. I think they did a good job with the cars and the rewards. And really, in my opinion, it's one of the last really solid X-Max events we've had. Then we got Season 26. I'm going to put this one in S tier. That might be slightly controversial, but I actually do really like this season. I think they did a fantastic job with the rewards. It was way too long, but I do think the rewards are really good. So and they were still kind of figuring out seasons. This was the first large season they ever did. Before this, most seasons only had 2 or 3 cars, except the X-Max season and the Back to School season. However, I think it was kind of the first quote-unquote mega season that they did. It was 3 months long. That was the first 3-month-long season they'd ever done. And I do think it was a good season. Then we got Neon Spring. This is an S-tier season. This is generally regarded as the best season Nitro Type's ever done. It is my favorite season that Nitro Type has ever done. And I doubt they'll ever do a season that's better than this one. I just kind of the combination of nostalgia, even though it really wasn't terribly long ago. I mean, I've been playing since 2018, so it didn't seem like that long ago for me, but for some people that might be forever ago. I think it was a good season, very nostalgic, but at the same time they did a lot of good stuff. Then we got Wampus World. I'm going to put this one in C tier. This one was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. I think it got hyped up quite a bit, and then it did okay. They had decent cars, but it really wasn't my favorite. We got Season 29. I'm also going to put this one in S tier. That's very controversial. A lot of people don't like Season 29, but I really do. The one thing I didn't like about it was it didn't really stick to like one theme. It had a few different themes. However, it really is one of my favorite seasons Nitro Type's ever done, and I don't think they're going to make that many seasons better than that. Then this one just says 2021 update, but this is actually the Season 31 Winter's End. This was actually, wait, no, was this Winter's End? Or was there a different one called Winter's End? I don't remember. This one had 3 cars. It had the Heartbreaker reskin, it had the BMW, and then it had like some sort of like combine / snow removal thing. I don't know. It was an okay season. I'll put it in C tier. Then we got X-Max 2020. This one was okay. They did bring back a cool car, and they did do a good job with the animated cars in my opinion, but it wasn't my favorite. We'll put it in B tier. This is Winter's End. Okay, the other one wasn't Winter's End. This one was a decent season. Had good cars, good stickers. I'm going to put it in B tier. Sea of Riches is a good season. I'm going to put this in A. I do think they did a good job with the cars on this one and the rewards. At the time, I didn't get as much racing as I would have liked to get done in it just because I was having some internet problems, but it was a good season. I think they did a good job. Summer Trails, I think I'm going to put maybe higher in B tier, probably above, right about there. I think that's good. I think they did a good job with this one. They had a lot of good cars, but it wasn't like anything amazing or standing out. We have Back to School. I believe we're now in either 2020 or 2021. I don't know. This one was pretty good. I do remember some of these cars. It was probably one of their more solid, like, back-to-school seasons that they did. This was, I believe, the first back-to-school event they did that was a season. I think I'm going to put it probably top of B tier. I think that's a good place for it. Again, this is not a technical list by any stretch of the imagination. This is just my opinion from what I'm able to remember. I know some people have gone way more in depth than I have, and I've seen some people put a lot of thought into this. So, alright, so then we got X-Max 2021. This one was actually really good. I had a lot of cars. I think they did a good job with the rewards. I think we're going to put this in A tier, right in front of X-Max Season 25. There we go. Alright, so fast food. I'm actually going to put this one in D tier. It's not my favorite. It had decent rewards, but it was really long. At least, if I remember correctly, it was decently long. It really just wasn't my favorite theme in the world. Then we have the Nitro Arcade, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I liked Volume 1 more. I just thought the rewards were cooler. So we're going to put Volume 1 in A tier in front of Sea of Riches, and I think we're going to put this one higher up in B tier, probably in front of there. I think that's a good place for it. Alright, then we got Sunshine GP. This was a decent season. It wasn't like anything crazy, but I think they did a pretty good job with this one. I think we're going to put this one probably higher up in B tier. Probably going to put this one right in front of Summer Trails. I think they did a good job with that one. Back to School. This one was one of my least favorite back to school events, simply because even though they did a good job with the rewards, it wasn't back to school themed, which was my big problem with it. So I think we're going to put this one in C tier right there. Actually, we're going to put it right there. There we go. Nitro TV was a decent season. It really wasn't my favorite, but it was okay. I think we're going to put it right behind Wampus World. Then we got Autumn Overdrive. I think this was an A tier season. I actually really liked this one quite a bit. And I think we're going to put it right in front of Nitro Arcade. Then we have X-Max 2022. This was the most recent X-Max event. It was okay. I didn't really like how not all of the cars were in their traditional style for Christmas cars, but it also wasn't the worst season in the world. I think we're going to put this one higher up in B tier, maybe like right between Season 22 and Back to School. We got the Nitro Racing League. This was a good season. I like this one a lot. Probably going to put this one in B tier as well. Probably like right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Nitro Movie Night was actually a good season. I like that one a lot. I'm going to put that in A tier. Probably right in front of Autumn Overdrive. We got Spring Clean. This wasn't particularly my favorite season in the world, but it wasn't the worst either. I think we'll probably put it... I think I'll put it in B tier. Probably like right there. That's a good spot for it. Summer Safari was a good season. I liked that one a lot. I'll probably put that one higher up in B tier. Maybe like right in front of Season 22. They had a decent amount of summer cars. I didn't like how it wasn't, again, in the traditional summer theme for Nitro Type, but it also was pretty good. Back to School, the most recent one, was good. Again, it didn't have like a massive emphasis on Back to School theme. There was some cars that just didn't seem to have any relation to Back to School, but there's really only so many cars you can do for Back to School, so I don't really blame them here. I think I'll put this one in B tier as well. I think B tier's going to have a lot of seasons in it. Put it right there. That's a good spot for it. Then we have Haunted Highways. I'm actually going to put this one at the top of the D tier because the theme was really good. The loot was really good. Well, most of the non-car loot was really good, except for the stuff they reused. But they reused every car except one, which is my big problem with it. So, I'm going to put it in D tier. There's no seasons I have in F tier. I don't think any of them really deserve F tier in my opinion, but that's just me. I'm sure there's plenty of seasons people would put in F tier if they could. That is it for today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do have a Nitro Type cash giveaway going on. Again, I'll link that in the description. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one.